Hey everybody, Teresa here from Inspiration Cards, and I'm back with our second card for this month's Stamp Jammies online card class, featuring the A Good Man stamp set. Masculine cards are definitely a tricky one for me, so I'm excited to share some ideas with you guys. So let's flip this around and get to some crafting. So here's this week's card. A nice simple card with a little pop of bling down at the bottom and a little bit of designer series paper. So what you're going to need for this week's card is going to look a little something like this. So you'll have one piece of Night of Navy cardstock, so just a half sheet of 8.5 by 11. And then you'll have one piece of the In Good Taste designer series paper. And then you'll have 3 pieces of basic white. 2 of them will be, the 2 smaller ones will be die cut using the stitched rectangles dies. And then the other piece is just a plain piece of basic white to go on the inside of the card. And this is about 1/4 of a sheet of 8.5 by 11. All right, so to kick us off, let's just fold this card base in half. So line up those corners and edges. I'm going to use my bone folder to get that nice crisp clean fold. There we go. I'm going to set that off to the side along with my piece of designer series paper. Now with the large piece of basic white, what you're going to want to do, it's up to you what you actually want to do. If you want to add a phrase on the inside or a heart on the inside of the original, I actually stamped a little heart on the inside. I'm actually going to switch it up and stamp a You're the Best on the inside. So once you've got that on your block there, you'll just want to ink that up. I'm using Night of Navy for all the stamping today. There we go. And that I'm going to put right in the center. There we go. Still lots of room to add a little extra note, and at the very least to sign your name. There we go. So I'm going to set that off to the side. And then with our smaller die cut piece, we're going to add the I Grew Up Loved sentiment. Such a nice phrase. Great for Father's Day, which is actually coming up in just a little under a month. All right, so now that I've got that on there, I'm just going to stamp that in the center of my piece. There we go. And let's set that aside to dry. There we go. And on your other piece of cardstock, you're going to grab the image of the man with the child on his shoulders. There we go. Just going to put that on a little bit of an angle instead of using one of my larger blocks. There we go. Nice and covered with ink. And so again, just going to stamp that in the center. There we go. All right, so that's it for our stamping. So I'm going to set that aside to dry and pull back in our other pieces here. And we're just going to stick these guys together now. All right, so that large piece of basic white is just going to go on the inside of your card. So I'm going to use my Stamp and Seal on the back here. You can use whatever your go-to is for tape runner or adhesive. I know lots of people like to use the Tombow multi-purpose liquid glue. There we go. And on the outside is going to go our piece of designer series paper. So So as you can see, right, each piece of pattern paper does have 2 different designs depending on the side that you're using. I kind of like this side here. Well, you could use the other side if you really liked. All right, there we go. All right, and now these 2 pieces here are going to get added on with some dimensionals here. So let's flip that over. Go. And so just peel the paper off the back there. And this is going to go right in the center of your card. There we go. And we're going to add just a touch of Stampin' Seal in that top corner there. We do need a little something on the back there to attach it to that piece there. And I always make sure I use up all my edges on my dimensionals. There we go. Those edge pieces are just as sticky and just as good as the rest. So that's going to go right down here in this corner. Go. Want to see a little bit of that pattern paper sticking out from the side. And then to finish it off, I'm going to add a few of the brushed metallic adhesive back dots. I do love to add bling to my cards, and when we're going a little more masculine, these dots come in super handy. There we go. And as always, I do have another design using the same set. So this is one I did using, so this is actually Misty Moonlight. And oh my gosh, it looks like Cinnamon Cider. So 2 of the recently retired in colors. And just did a little bit of embossing on this bottom piece here. And then right there's that stitched rectangles die again, and I pop this guy up with just a couple of dimensionals. So there you have it. There's this week's cards. I hope you enjoyed them. I'll be back next week with our 3rd card for this month's Stampin' Jammies online card class. Now in June, I'm going to be sharing projects using the Hello Ladybug stamp set from the January to June mini catalog. Such a cute and fun stamp set. I'm so excited to share some projects with you, so I hope you'll come back and check those out. In the meantime, if you have any questions about my upcoming classes or events, or just stamping and paper crafting in general, drop a comment below, or you can send me an email at inspirationwiththeresa@gmail.com. And of course, you can check out my other projects and things that I like to share on social. You'll find me at Inspiration Cards on Facebook and Instagram. And of course, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. See you soon.